Hey, what's up YouTube? Brian Fajoli here, and today I'm taking a look at something pretty darn cool. This is the USB-C Cube docking station from Plugable, which is one of the smallest, if not the smallest, USB-C docking stations. It's designed to be really small. We can see it on the box here. There's a blue line that goes around. I don't know if that lights up or not. I'm curious if that does. The box shows here that it's kind of a weird design that I guess you can call this the front. There's a USB-C port, and on the rear you have gigabit Ethernet, HDMI, two USB 2.0 ports and a USB 3.0 port, and a power plug. And I say that's kind of weird because if you want wires hidden, it'd be nice if you could, like, if this USB-C port was maybe in the back instead. But as you can see, there's really no room for anything else. It's designed to be a tiny cube. It's not, and again, it's called a cube. I don't know that it actually is. It looks a little bit rectangular, but we'll find that out shortly. Maybe it's a misnomer. We'll see. So the product name, the model name, well, the product name again is the USB-C Cube docking station. But as we see in the back here, the model number is, well, there's no numbers, but it's U as in umbrella, D as in dog, Cube, UD-Cube. It is a USB-C 3.1 Gen 1 interface. What is 3.1 Gen 1? That means it's USB 3.0. So even though it has a USB-C port on it, you should be able to use this with any USB Type A laptop or computer as well, by using a USB-C to USB-A cable. With that said, it is not included in the box, that cable. It only comes with a USB-C to USB-C cable. I see no reason why this shouldn't work with a USB-C to USB-A cable. So we see a resolution. So it supports 4K at 30 Hz, 2560 by 1440 at 60 Hz, and 1080p at 60 Hz. So I'm going to say this. Does this support 4K? Yes, it does. 30 Hertz is not my cup of tea. So if you want a 4K dock or docking station, this probably is not going to be for you because 30 Hertz just doesn't look very nice. With that said, if you have a 1080p or a 2560 by 1440, both still great resolutions. The 2560 by 1440 is excellent still at 60 Hertz. Those are the two you'd want to target. So again, can this do 4K? Yes, at 30 Hertz. But if you really have a 4K monitor, I would suggest going with something that can do 60 Hertz 4K. System requirements. So we have Windows, Chromebook, meaning Chrome OS, or a MacBook system with a supported USB-C or Thunderbolt 3 port. So it says USB-C or Thunderbolt 3 port. Thunderbolt 3 port is also a USB Type-C port. So for instance, if you have like a MacBook Pro that only has Thunderbolt 3 ports, that's fine. You know, it's also USB-C. That'll work there as well. So it says not all USB-C ports support USB-C alternate mode video output. So that's another thing. So that may be a reason the video may not work with USB Type A. I'm curious about that. I don't know if that's the case or not. If the alt mode will only work with USB-C. Curious. So it says here on the front, we have the 1X USB-C 3.1 to host. 1X meaning it's one. There's one of those on the front. On the rear, like I said, there's a single USB 3.0 Type A port, two USB Type 2.0 Type A ports, gigabit Ethernet, very cool, and HDMI via USB-C alt mode. So that's why this dock might work for USB Type A and for Ethernet with USB, if you use it with a USB Type A computer, but the HDMI may not work. You may need a USB Type-C port for that. I don't know if that's the case or not. I'm curious, but that's what they're saying here, that you should have a USB-C computer. And it also said that not all USB-C ports support that alt mode. So inside the box, we'll have the docking station itself, a USB-C to USB-C cable, one power adapter, and one Quickstart guide. It's also worth noting that I don't believe this does power delivery. It mentions that not at all here. So if you use this with your computer, it will not charge your computer. You would also have to have a separate plug to plug into your computer. That may be a problem for some, may not be a problem for others. If your computer isn't charged by USB-C anyway, like let's say, your computer has a proprietary or, one of those old style pin plugs, that doesn't matter anyway. You're not going to be able to charge using USB-C. But something to keep in mind is that some also have the USB-C docks have like a pass-through for power and everything. You're not going to get that. So this will not charge a laptop. So enough talking about this. I know I'm a little bit long-winded. My apologies. Let's stop looking at the box and look what's inside the box. So it's plastic wrap. Okay. Put away the knife so I don't cut myself. I have never cut myself, knock on plastic. I've never cut myself with my knife, but I always remind myself to close it. One day I'm sure I will, but hopefully not badly. All right, so let's open the box. Typical cardboard box. Open it up here. Oh, it's smaller than I thought, actually. Okay, that's really cool. So here we see USB-C Cube docking station, a Quickstart guide. Let's see. And again, I don't want to go over what we already talked about from the box, but there's all the ports, instructions. First, attach the power adapter to the Cube. Step 2, connect the USB-C to USB cable. Connect the desired peripherals to the Cube. Allow a moment for the devices to be recognized. It doesn't say here not to use a USB-C to USB-A cable. So I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. We have a bunch of languages here. It looks like German and French. And we have Spanish. And I'm guessing, let's see, is this Chinese? This might be Chinese. So, okay, quick start guide. And we have more languages here. These are different words for thank you. Danke, gracias, thank you, merci, and gracie. All right, so we're going to pull that out. Oh, all right, so we're going to put the dock to the side for a moment. Let's see what's inside the box. Oh, this is interesting. Having troubles? Give us a chance to help. So they would rather, if you were to buy this, oh, and there's a discount code if anybody wants that, whoever gets to it first. Let's see. Write a review and follow us on social media. If you're having an issue, they don't want you to go to like Amazon or wherever you bought it from. They're saying, please come to us first. All right. In the box, we have this cable. And it's a nice looking cable. So USB Type-C cables, typically what you want to see is that they're nice and thick, which this is, but also you want to see a good quality USB Type-C cable, which I believe conforms to the USB specifications for USB Type-C. There won't be a seam, so this should be a solid piece of metal going around. That seam is like when they basically bend the USB-C port and then they kind of connect it and you see a seam going down. Those are the cheaper qualities, and I believe that doesn't even conform to USB specifications. So you want to see a thick cable, which this is. You don't want to see a seam on the metal, which you do not. So this looks like a very nice cable. There's no silly branding on it, just a plain USB-C cable. That's cool. The charger is not too big, but you'll notice here that there's no plug. It comes with this USA plug in the box, which is cool because that means that you could potentially get other adapters if you were like a traveler to use this with other plugs. Let's say you went to the UK or something. So we can kind of see there's a ridge here that's going to plug in to the top first, and this should just snap in, and it does. So now we have the power plug. So let's get rid of a box. We have the power plug, put that aside for a moment as well, and let's look at the cube. Now it's called a cube, but I'll say this, it's not a cube. As far as I'm aware, a cube has to have all sides to be the same size. That is not the case here. So you can see the top is larger dimension than the sides. Which is interesting to me. So it's not a cube, but the product name is called Cube, whatever. Plugable.com/UDCube. There's some plastic on here. I'm going to peel that off. Okay. So the top of the dock has a matte black, with the Plugable logo. It looks really nice. Around the sides, however, we have this glossy black, which will probably pick up fingerprints very easily. But again, you probably shouldn't be, I say again, I didn't say this yet. You shouldn't be probably touching this very often. It's not like something you would be putting in your pocket, although I suppose you could. But look how compact this is. Like I said, there's really no room for the USB-C port on the front to be moved to the back. I mean, it's packed. You have the USB 2.0, USB 2.0, USB 3.0. So if you were to say to me, why do I want these ports? Okay, so I would say maybe the USB 2.0 ports, you might connect a USB mouse and keyboard, right? Okay, USB mouse and keyboard. Then you have a USB 3.0 port. What would I plug into that? Maybe a flash drive, maybe a USB hard drive, like something in an enclosure, like a 2.5-inch SSD or hard drive in an enclosure, and plug that in there. So you have extra storage. Then you have your HDMI, of course, which goes to your monitor. And you have your Ethernet port here for gigabit internet, gigabit Ethernet rather, for connecting to your home network. Very awesome, very cool. I like the little design. I feel bad that it's not a cube though. Like a cube would probably look cooler, and even if they were to make it bigger than it needs to be. So like this is very compact, right? But to call it a cube, I don't have to Google that. Maybe I'm wrong, because from my days in school, I recall a cube having to have all sides be the same. Like a Rubik's Cube, for instance, all the sides are the same. But hey, now I mentioned earlier as well, and again, I apologize, I'm long-winded. That's what it is. There's this kind of like faint blue plastic here. It's very faintly blue. It looks kind of like clearish white to me. Let's plug this in, and I'm curious if it's going to light up right away, or does it only light up, if it lights up at all, does it light up when a computer is plugged into it? Let's see. Alright, so we got that plugged into the wall. Oh, as soon as you plug it in, the light turns on. So, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Let me try to maneuver this a bit better. Is it a good thing or a bad thing that this blue light is on constantly? I don't know. I would say, if you asked me, there's no power switch on this. So if I wanted to leave this connected on my desk, this blue light is on constantly. Okay? Wow. I think that's probably not the best design choice. Some folks might like it, though. Some people will be like, oh, that's cool. I like the blue light. It looks awesome. I would rather that blue light... I mean, I don't see the need for the blue light at all, other than it kind of looks neat. But if I was going to have a light that only served to look neat, I would only have that light turn on when a computer is plugged into the USB Type-C port. That's just me. That's my preference. Again, you can't please everybody. There's folks out there that are probably like, no, I want the blue light on all the time. So again, this is what I was kind of explaining about the USB Type-C port being in the front. Again, there's really no room in the back for it. I might even prefer having it on the side if possible, but, so now if you have your laptop, you have this cable kind of like sitting out of the front of it going to your computer. Or, again, you can just kind of hide. You don't need to see this necessarily. You could kind of hide this even just kind of behind your monitor where nothing but this cable kind of sticks out. You can plug it in. It's interesting. It's a really interesting product. I like it, but you have to know what you're getting here. So what are the downsides to this? So downsides, the doesn't do 4K at 60 hertz, but that's pretty much to be expected from a USB-C 3.0 essentially docking station. It doesn't do doesn't have a display port, but again, that's to be expected. You have HDMI. A port in the front is kind of disappointing. I would prefer it was in the side. Heck, I would even prefer having it maybe on the top, where it just kind of comes out and goes to the back. So I wish this USB-C port was maybe on the side or the top, not the end of the world to have in the front. The blue light might bother me. I'm doing work or something. It might just be a little distracting. But again, that's a personal preference. So do you want a bright blue light on your desk all the time, whether your computer's plugged into this or not? If that's the case, then totally, you know, this could be great for you. Of course, you don't want the blue light on. All you have to do is unplug it. But I guess it'd be cool if there was like a switch or something. Like I said, it'd be really nice if this light just came on when I plugged in my computer, because then it would also let me know that, hey, the dock is now connected and working. But this is a cool product, and I like this, especially for someone who has limited room on their desk. This is, if you ask me, it's the smallest docking station I've seen, other than, you know, as a home docking station. I've seen little docks that you can kind of plug into your computer for on the go that offer these same kind of ports, but nothing like this for a home use, at least not that I've seen, a home docking station with all these ports in such a small, compact size. And it's neat. Again, the blue light is neat. The design is neat. It's really a matter of personal preference. But let me know what you think in the comments. Am I right? Should that blue light only come on when your computer is plugged into this thing? Otherwise, you're kind of wasting electricity, although an LED doesn't use very much electricity. Let me know what you think. And what would you prefer if that USB Type-C port was on the top or maybe the side rather than in the front? Alright folks, thank you so much for watching my video. I apologize, it's a little long than I intended, and I don't edit my videos. You will watch this whole thing or fast forward and scrub through it or go to the end. So if you do like my videos, please leave a comment letting me know, because it boosts my self-esteem, and you can subscribe and you can like click on a bell that like tells you when I do videos and stuff. All that fun stuff. And if you don't like my videos, tell me that too. Take me down a peg. Tell me how bad I am. Alright, thanks so much for watching, guys. And I will put a link in the description where you can buy this once it's available. I believe this is not yet available online for purchase. By the time this video is up, though, it probably should be. Alright, folks, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.